1 John 2:25 says, "And this is the promise that he has promised us, eternal life." Daniel was a young man who had everything the world could offer: success, wealth, and popularity. He was a rising businessman, admired for his achievements. Yet despite all his accomplishments, there was an emptiness inside him that nothing seemed to fill. One evening, he visited his grandfather, a wise and deeply faithful man. As they sat on the porch, Daniel sighed and said, "Grandpa, I've achieved everything I ever dreamed of, but I still feel like something is missing. What if all of this just fades away one day?" His grandfather smiled and handed him an old weathered Bible. "Read 1 John 2:25, he said. Daniel opened the Bible and read, "And this is what he promised us, eternal life." His grandfather explained, "Everything in this world is temporary: money, power, fame. But God has promised something far greater: eternal life through Jesus Christ. That's the only thing that lasts forever." Daniel thought about his life. He had spent years chasing things that would eventually fade, but he had never truly pursued God. That night, he knelt by his bed and prayed, surrendering his life to Christ. From that moment on, Daniel's priorities changed. He still worked hard, but his heart was no longer attached to fleeting things. He found peace in knowing that his greatest treasure was not in this world, but in the eternal promise of God. Lesson from 1 John 2:25. God's greatest promise is eternal life. Everything in this world is temporary, but life with Christ is forever. True fulfillment comes from God, not worldly success. No amount of wealth, power, or fame can fill the space that only God's presence can satisfy. Live with eternity in mind. Make choices that align with God's will, knowing that your reward is not just for today, but for eternity. Are you living for things that fade, or are you holding on to God's eternal promise? Good morning, and God bless you.